Hello, Mr. Bill Poker Peeps. Welcome to the vlog this week. Hey, are all $200 wins the same? I suggest that they are not. A win where you were stuck at the beginning, come back, and then win money is much, much more satisfying than a win when you are, let's say, up $1,000, $1,100 and then lose it and win $200. Both of them are a $200 win, but there's a huge difference. So I think there's some very interesting hands this week, so let's get right to it. So I'm about done with my work for the year at Sabre, and so I took Friday off. So I got a comp hotel room at WinStar for Thursday night. So I played Thursday night and Friday morning. So that's these hands. So I started about 11:30 on Thursday night. I played in the 1-3 game for about 15 minutes until the 2-5 game had an opening, and I won $10. Good for me. As you will see, it didn't start off so great in the 2-5 game. So I am in the +1 with $500. That's what I started with the ace of spades, 8 of hearts. I make it 20, middle position 1, the hijack, and the big blind all call. The flop with 82 in the pot comes 7 of spades, 8 of spades, 9 of spades. I flop the nut flush draw. It checks to me, I bet 55, and only the guy next to me in middle position 1 makes the call. The turn with 192 in the pot is the queen of hearts, and it goes check, check. The river, 192 in the pot, is the 7 of diamonds, making a second 7 on board. I check. He bets 130. Ooh, I tanked for a long time. I had not played with this guy. I had seen him before. I think he's a pretty good player, and I think he has the ability to bluff, so I make the call. He had 6-7 of hearts for open-ended and ended up with 3 sevens. Ugh. Usually I play way more conservative at the beginning when I'm just starting. I want to get up and not start off in a hole. So I got 2 more second best hands in the next 15 minutes. I was down 400 to start. Not too good. So I get ace of diamonds, 10 of clubs in the small blind. I had bought back in a little bit. I have 490. There was 3 limpers to me. I make it 20. The big blind and the 2 limpers both call. The flop with 85 in the pot comes queen of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 6 of diamonds. Again, the nut flush draw. I bet 55. The guy next to me, who was in the first hand that I played that beat me, raises to 130. The other 2 fold, and I make the call. The turn with 345 in the pot is a 7 of clubs. I check. Oh man, now he bets 230. And I wince, and I make the call. The river with 805 in the pot is the 3 of hearts. I check. He makes it 110, which is what I have left, and I have to fold. Oh my gosh, what an awful, horrible start. Kind of like this. So I'm down $790 now in the first 45 minutes. It's time for a table change. So I reload back to 500 again. In this hand, I have ace of spades, queen of hearts in middle position 2. I have $485. The under the gun bets 20. I make the call, and the button calls. So with 67 in the pot, the flop comes queen 10, 7. It is checked to the button, who bets $40. The other guy folds. I then shove all in for his effective stack of only 110, and he makes the call. He has 10-7. He's already got 2 pair. The board, though, comes with an ace and an 8. I suck out. I finally win my first pot of the night, and it was a huge turnaround. The table broke, and now I go to a much, much more active table. So I will sometimes flop a good hand, sometimes a great hand, and I will bet the flop, check the river, so that I think I can get value on the river. And I'm going to do this in the next 2 out of the next 3 hands. So I'm under the gun with king of clubs, 10 of clubs with $550. I make it 20. The +1, the button, the small blind, and the big blind all call. So at the flop with $100 comes king of spades, 9 of diamonds, 4 of hearts. It checks to me. I make it 55, and the button and the big blind both call. The turn with 265 is a 3 of spades, and I decide to go ahead and check. I'm not really that strong. Checks around. River's the 2 of hearts. It goes check, check. The button bets 175. The other guy folds, and this was my plan all along. I'm going to check call nearly any bet, and I make the call, and he shows 2-5 for only one pair, so I win that one. So at this table, there were some really good players with some big stacks. The guy next to me is a reg. His name is Jim. Now, I had never met him before, but there was lots of guys at the table who knew me, so he wondered how come he hadn't seen me before. We simply play at different times. Anyhow, Jim is an older guy like me, and he kept whispering, let's just dominate these young guys. Let's just crush them. So this next hand is an interesting one. So I'm in the small blind with Jack of Hearts, 10 of Hearts. I now have 650. The middle position makes it 20. The cutoff and the button and myself call. Big blind, Jim, folds. He says, hey, can I sweat you? All right, I'll let you sweat me one time. So he's sweating me. The flop with 85 in the pot comes ace of clubs, 8 of clubs, 5 of spades. Absolutely nothing. It checks around. The turn is the 2 of spades. Absolutely nothing. It checks around. I'm first, but I think, you know what? Nobody has anything here. If the river looks like a good bluff card, I'm going to go ahead and bluff it. And it is. It's the 4 of hearts. So a 3 makes a straight. So I'm going to bet here, hoping that nobody has a 3. I make it 40, and they all fold. Jim's watching, and he says, oh, great bet with aces up. So he helped me out a little bit. Thanks, Jim. The next hand is another example of how I like to check on the turn to get value on the river. So I'm on the button with pocket 4s. I have 1,250 now. It's a very limpy game. There was 6 at 5 at this hand. So the flop has $30 in it, and it comes 4, king, queen. It checks to me. I make it 20. The hijack, who is a really big stack, makes the call. He has 2,100. The turn is 6, and it goes check, check. Again, I intentionally do this to see if I can get value on the river. The river is a 7. He bets 35. I raise it to 100, and he tanks, and he calls, and I show my set of 4s, and he mucks. There's no way I get that kind of value if I bet the turn. So I really like that play, especially with a much, much stronger hand like pocket 4s. The first time I did it, I look back and I say, man, just with a king, top pair of king, that's pretty risky. I don't know if I would do that again. Normally I do it with a much stronger hand. Of course, it all depends on the opponent also. All right, this next hand is really a big one. I have $1,300. I'm in the big blind with 10 of spades, queen of spades. There's a very, very loose, aggressive Asian guy, young guy, with $1,500 in the middle position. He makes a 20. Then the big stack, who has about 3,000 on the button, makes the call. It comes to me, and I make the call. The flop with 62 in the pot comes ace of spades, 9 of spades, 8 of clubs. I flop a flush draw and a gutter ball to the nuts. I check. The middle position player bets 60. The big blind calls, and I make the call. The turn now has 242 in the pot, and it comes with the king of hearts. I check. Middle position now makes a big bet, pot size, 250. The big blind calls, and now I have a decision to make. So it's $250 to win 742 if all my outs are good. I need 25% to break even, and I'm getting 12 outs, which is just about 25%. So it's very, very close. I could go either way on this. Because both players have a lot of chips, and I think that I'll get paid off if I especially if I hit the gutter ball straight. If I hit the flush, maybe I get paid some. I decided to go ahead and make the call. So the river has 992 in the pot, and it comes the queen of diamonds. Not good for me. I check. Middle position bets 400. Now the big blind puts him all in and raises to 1,200. I, of course, fold with one pair, and the middle position player snap calls. The middle position had a pocket 8s for a set, and the other guy had the nuts. He had jack, 10 jack. He was open-ended and hit his straight. I think that the way the hand played out at the river, I was absolutely correct in getting paid off. If I had hit my card, I'm sure a middle position 2 player would have paid me off with his set. Didn't work out as far as the money was concerned, but I think it was the right call to make. So unfortunately I lost a few, but in this next hand I'm going to share, I was in the +1 with ace of diamonds, jack of diamonds. I'm down to 850. There was a limper. I make it 20. the cutoff, the button, and I make the call. So the flop with 87 in the pot comes king of diamonds, 2 of clubs, 3 of diamonds. I flop the nut flush draw again. A lot of times these sessions. I make it 45. The cutoff is very aggressive, makes it 145. There are 2 other guys fold, and I make the call. The turn with 377 in the pot is the queen of clubs. And now it goes check, check. Interesting. The river with 377 in the pot is the 7 of diamonds. I bet 175, and he absolutely snap calls. I show, he sighs and mucks, which I win the pot, but man, after that snap call, of course, I'm wishing, man, why didn't I bet 225 or 250 or some other thing that at least made him think and then call. So it was getting late that time of the night where lots of tables are breaking. I think it's probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So this table broke, and I went to another one. So I'm playing this hand against Cade. He's a good young regular at WinStar. I see him all the time. I have ace 4. I make it 25, and he makes the call. The flop comes 2, 5, 7. He checks. I make it 35, and he makes the call. The turn is a 4, and it goes check, check. The river is a second 7. He leads out for 80. I tank for a minute, and I make the call, and I'm good. He just had Jack Queen, and he said, man, I didn't think you would think about it that long, let alone call. But, you know, he's a good player, so I know he has the ability to bluff there. Well, it's 4:30 in the morning. I started Thursday night at 11:30, so 5-hour session. I'm tired. I did not start off very well. I was down $800 in what, 30 minutes, something like that. But I fought my way back. You can see by my little stack right here. I am cashing out for $1,500, and I was in for $1,300. So I won $1,000 after I was down 800. So like I said, I have a comp room for tonight, and first time in a long time that I had that. So I will be back at it tomorrow. So I didn't wake up until the cleaning people knocked on the door at 11 a.m., which is checkout time, and they woke me up. So I got ready, got to the poker room about noon, and then I played these hands. And you will see that this is a completely different feeling than last night where I started so bad. I'm pocket 2s in the cutoff. I have $500. There's a straddle to 10. There's 2 limpers. I call. The button makes it 45, and there are 4 callers. So the flop with 225 in the pot comes jack of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 2 of clubs. Yes! It checks to the button, who makes it 110. 3 guys fold, and I make the call. The turn, ace of hearts. It's got to be a great card. I check. He goes all in for 345, and of course I make the call. River's a queen of hearts. He had ace jack for 2 pair. What a great start that was. It was like the second hand I was there. So one of the guys at the table, his name is Rob. I've seen him before. Here he is, Rob, right here. I played with him at Line Shack. I played with him at WinStar. Just a real nice guy. Rob, thank you for watching my channel, and it was fun playing with you. Okay, let's see how bad I get hammered on this next one in the comments. Let me say, I know that it's not optimal to play 3-5 suited, but there are games that I'm going to play it, and this is one of those times I did. So here we go. And I'm even under the gun. So I'm under the gun with 3 clubs, 5 clubs. I have $1,000. I limp in. It was, again, a kind of a limpy game. 2 other limpers. The hijack makes it 25. The small blind calls. I call. So with 107 in the pot, the flop comes. 5 of hearts, 5 of diamonds, 8 of clubs. I flop a trip 5s. Yay me. And then it checks around. The turn is the jack of clubs. I lead out for 50, the cutoff calls, and the small blind calls. The river with 257 in the pot comes the 9 of clubs. It does bring in the flush. Now I have a small flush. The first guy, the small blind, makes it 125. I don't like it, but I make the call. The other guy folds, and he shows king of clubs, 10 of clubs. I flop trips, and then lost. So next, I'm in middle position 2 with $825. I have 7 of spades, 8 of spades. It's a straddle for 8. Here's another suited connector hand. I make it 35 in middle position 2. small blind, and under the gun call. Under the gun was obviously the straddler. The flop with 110 comes 2 of spades, 9 of hearts, 9 of diamonds. It checks to me. I make it 70, and they all fold. So see, suited connectors sometimes are good. If you have position, they're really good because you don't have to hit a flop, right? So I'm on the button with pocket 8s. I have $850. There's a straddle to 10. There's lots of straddles in this game, many, many times. Middle position 2 makes it 20. I raise it up to 65, and only middle position 2 makes the call. So the flop with 147 in the pot comes ace of hearts, 8 of diamonds, 3 of hearts. Woohoo, I hit another set. He checks, I make it 45, and he makes the call. The turn is the 7 of clubs. He checks, I make it 135, and he shoves all in for 450. Yay for me, woohoo, I make the call. He proudly turns over, ace 7. What a great turn card for me that he hit 2 pair. The river's a jack of hearts. I show him the bad news that I have a set, and he wasn't very happy, but he wasn't mad at me. He's just unhappy with his luck. He's another player I've played with like many, many times. But anyhow, I won a really, really good pot. It was the last one I was playing. I forgot to take a picture of my chip stack, but here they are. I was in for $500 today at 12:30. It's 2:30. I'm out for $16.35. I have to go sell my daughter's car, so 2 hours and $1,135. So nice job. All right, guys, 10K challenge. Remember at the end of last week, week 2, I was at 75.90. Woohoo! I had a great week this week. I was plus 1350 for the week, so I am at 89.40. Ooh, I'm getting close already, so it won't be long. Remember to send me a Christmas card. Best one's gonna get a Mr. Bill t-shirt, the new logo. It'll be fun. Just do it. All right, guys, it's Monday. I'm about to head out to get on a flight to Cleveland, Ohio to go see my mama and do some work on the house and finish my vlog. So, hey, what that means is I'll be at the Jack Casino. I'll play tonight because I get in at 10:30 at night. I don't see my mama till tomorrow. So I'll be posting some more stuff on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram for updates on my challenge and just general updates. Oh, I forgot. Hey, I'm using the community tab now on YouTube, and I've posted a couple of things. If you go to my little picture here, you're going to see that I put on some stuff, how to get to the community tab, what I've posted so far. So go out there every once in a while. I'm going to try to post, maybe once or twice a week, just some updates, real quick ones. So go out there and see what you think. All right, with that, let's just end the vlog right here. I enjoyed the hands I played this week. I thought it was interesting hands. I hope you guys enjoyed them. So thank you for pressing buttons and subscribing and doing all the things. I love to get comments. Send me a Christmas card, and I will see you all next week. Have a blessed week. Bye.